Get that. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to get my camera rolling. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get my camera to go. Um, so if anyone wants to come up and show me how to get my camera going, that would be awesome. Let's see. All right. How's everyone doing today? I'm Leslie Tucker, and this is Reworking This. I am an upcycler and handmade artist and e-commerce business owner. Okay. I can't figure out how to get my camera going, friends. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I am here. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Can everybody see me? This is my first show, so I don't have any producers or anyone yet. I'm fixing all that for next week, but I just wanted to introduce myself and just show you what I'm doing and what I'm about. My name is Leslie Tucker. The name of my show is Reworking This. I'm an e-commerce business owner. I resell on social media. I have over 100,000. I call them community members, not followers. I host a podcast. I have a YouTube, and I am called a reseller's passion on all of my main platforms. So on Fireside, I'm doing something different and introducing you to my world of handmade. This is actually being simulcast across on YouTube as well, and I think I'm going to do Facebook and something else next week. And yeah, so I like coffee. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I am married. My husband Thomas. We have a blended family of 10. I am from Philly, Philly girl, and I currently live in North Carolina. We moved here a year ago, and that I was able to grow my business exponentially by moving here. As I indicated, I do have a large following, so every day I am teaching people how to sell clothes, sell items, sell ups, handmade items. I started handmaking items about 30 years ago, and I jumped back into it because now what I want to do is take my reselling instead of selling new stuff on the platforms that I sell on. I sell on eBay, I sell on Poshmark, I sell on Macari, I sell on Depop. I have 3 Etsy stores. I also have my own website, independent. I've written 3 ebooks, and this opportunity was like awesome. I went through and didn't see any shows representative of what I wanted to talk about. And as the weeks go on, I would like to bring people on. So if you are in the handmade space, or if you want to learn something, definitely let me know. And I will definitely reach out to you. Send me a message. I would love to connect with you and bring some people on. I have a daughter who's on the spectrum, so I would love maybe some moms who have children on the spectrum. We can learn some crafts and we can work together. But I wanted to show you what I'm doing. I am a handmade artist. I used to crochet, but as we know, age gets to us. So my carpal tunnel started acting up. So I stopped doing that as a business. I only do it as a hobby and to create, hats and scarves for the winter. But now I am into tie-dye and dyeing. Often people say that it is a dyeing art form. And I say I'm someone from the summer of 69. I'm a summer of 69 baby, July 20th, 1969. You do the math. And I think that if you find something that you're interested in that brings you joy, try it. And the best thing that can happen from that is that you make some money from it, right? And I don't know how many people out there who've maybe tried something and wanted to now move into the business realm of it. I say go for it. go for it. You never know what's going to happen. During the peak time of the pandemic, 2020, I was very stressed and I wanted to do something different than to sell. And so I decided to look on Pinterest and find out how to tie dye. And I started taking some old shirts, ordering liquidation boxes. And like I get shirts like this. These come in liquidation boxes. You don't know, this is like from New Jersey. You don't know what you're going to get in the boxes. So that made it like really cool. I didn't waste a lot of money, $26 for a box or so. ThreadUp is where I got my first group. And that way you can play around with like colors. You know, you get you some dye, one here, one there, maybe a kit, and figure out, you know, let me throw some color on the shirt and see how it turns out. And it turned out really well. It actually turned into a lucrative business. And what handmade has done for me is really keep my stress level down, and it helps me be productive. I like to move my hands. I'm from Philly, so I talk with my hands. And I have actually been able to make money from it. I had one Etsy store, and then I was able to add another Etsy store with just tie-dye. And so I've taken it further and started adding the handmade items to eBay. I've been selling on, I've done live sales on Instagram, and it's just been such an awesome experience. And not only am I tie-dyeing now, I'm actually like experimenting with color and actually dyeing, where I take like maybe I use Rit dye, I'll show you in a minute, and like boiling water and, you know, dyeing synthetics. I do a lot of sneakers. I have some shoes in front of me. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do. My favorite sneakers are All Stars, Converse All Stars, you know, some Chucks. And I also do I do a lot of decoupage. I do painting. I write journals. So all of this is going to be in, I'm going to be talking about it in this show. And I first want to say thank you for showing up. Only one person here knows me. My good friend Krishanda just came on. And as I work the kinks out, right? As I work the kinks out, next week I'll have, already said, I'm going to have my producer who brings people up. I'm going to have someone helping me. I'm going to have another camera, because starting next week, I'm going to be doing demonstrations. And after I do my spiel, if anybody has any questions, I'll walk around and invite you to come up and talk with me. So I just want to show you what you can do with color. So I do a lot of things for myself. As you can see, I don't know what the music for. So I got some white hats, and I dyed. I'm just going to show you a couple things. This is a baseball cap. I got this for myself. This used to be white, so I use two colors. And then I also do bleach processing. So these are the same hats. That one was color, and this is a bleach technique. Okay, let me see if I can get a little closer, because I feel like I'm so far back from everyone. Okay, let's try this. Okay, a little bit better for me. And I'm going to show you a couple other things. So another bleach technique I've been experimenting. This is a cardigan sweater. This is Lands End, a cardigan sweater, which I found for like 25 cents at the thrift store. And I bleached it, and it's actually available for sale in one of my stores. These are selling really well. And I'm trying to just like, as I introduce myself, kind of encourage you, if you're like artistic, depending on what it is you're doing, that you can find in yourself maybe the strength, you know, to make some money with it. Try it. My friend Chris, who's here, she just started a bracelet business, and I'm probably going to bring her up in a few minutes, because she's a really good friend of mine. But jeans have been selling. These are Levi's, and I sell all kinds of Levi's. Vintage, high-waisted mom jeans, jeans from the 70s, the different tags. They have red tags and brown tags and things like that. But men's jeans sell really well. And I was just saying this in a chat the other day, that if you're angry, if you've had a bad breakup or something like that, and you want to like get all that bad energy out, man, throw some clothes outside, pour some bleach in a squeeze bottle, and just go for it and make magic and make art. So these are some jeans that have been bleached. And that's all that is I take some rubber bands and kind of squish them together. And I've sold about 25 pair of these in the last 3 weeks on eBay. Okay. And they range depending on how big they are. I can sell these for about $42 to $60. The last couple of pair were 42 and 45, I think. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've tie-dyed. So here are some. These are Ann Taylor Petite. These were white, and now I tie-dyed them. And they have kind of like a flared leg there. And this is just one of the things. And don't be afraid to use all type of fabric. And I'm going to show you this great Zara blazer. This is a blazer. It was brand new. It was white when I got it. Someone sent me this blazer. And so look how pretty that is. Like, don't be afraid. And dyeing is really the best way also to get some stains out of things. Okay, this is one I did recently. It's similar to what I have on now. It's just a white t-shirt. This is how I started with liquidation shirts, and then I went and bought like all these Gildan and what is this one? Hanes and Fruit of the Loom shirts. I have boxers. And so one day I went into the thrift store. I like coffee. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Who else likes coffee? One day I went into the thrift store and it was a rack full of vintage slips. And it had to be about 50 of them. I purchased 10 and I thought it would be a great idea to kind of play around. And one of the things that happened were people bought these slips after I dyed them and started sending me photos. They're wearing them as dresses, right? So if you do something black, girls like them as goth. It's a new trend called fairy grunge. And so here, this is just two. I didn't want to like overwhelm you because I have so much stuff. And this again is just my introduction. So if you're coming in or if you watch this later in the evergreen state, you'll just get to see. So here's a pretty slip. And this is, I just dyed these in like a bucket. And I think I'm going to do that next week. And then here is another one, which is actually like tie-dye, where I took some rubber bands and I used one color. How pretty is that? These are actually vintage slips. So if anyone is in my age range, 52 or older, we used to wear these slips back in the day. Our mothers and grandmothers, maybe if they went to church or something. And they're just kind of sitting around now. Lingerie is really big. So if you're ever wanted to resell and you wanted to think about like, what could I get into? Lingerie, bras sell well. I do tie-dye bras, but this is regular. So if you came in at the end, I am a reseller and I do sell. But lingerie is really big and you can make a lot of money. I can sell this slip for $60 or more, depending on the platform and the audience that I'm trying to reach. Here is another. This is a vintage robe. This is one of my favorites. And I'm hoping to do some pop-up events this year. Now, look how pretty this is. This I just played around. Often what I do is I try not to waste dye. So when my dye gets to the end, I usually just kind of blend everything together. But look how pretty this is. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more things. And I think I'm going to bring people up if they want to come. Just recently, last year when I was crazy and I first started tie-dyeing, I was buying all kinds of stuff. I have things in boxes just like crazy. So I bought pillowcases and forgot I had them. So just recently I dyed them. And here are just one set. And these are not tie-dye. I actually set them in I use these buckets and I put them in the bucket and I let them kind of soak overnight. And do 3 colors at a time, 2 colors at a time, depending on my mood. So here are pillowcases. And then as I indicated, I do shoes. So these are my favorite sneakers forever since I was a kid in the 80s. Again, I'm 52. I don't mind saying my age. But Converse All-Star has been my jam. And so what I've been doing, I actually found these. I think at the thrift store. I'm not really sure, and they were like about 50 cents. But since then, I've made a couple pair for myself, and I'll probably show those next week. But these are dyed Converse All Stars, right? These are men's, I think, and the colors are amazing. And then this right here, I was playing around. These are actually, I painted these and I dyed them. I was using some leftover dye. These are canvas sneakers. They've never been worn. The company's Universal Thread, which is a Target brand. And I had some leftover dye, so I just dyed them. But the paint, I painted the flowers, acrylic paint, and they're just kind of mismatched. And then what I've been working on lately is I've been playing around with decoupage. If anybody knows decoupage, you can use paper, you can use fabric, you can use napkins. I use napkins, and I created these great boots. I haven't listed them for sale yet because I'm thinking about doing a special market for them. These are my favorite pair so far. This was like kind of like a test one, so if somebody buys these, they have to know that I was just kind of playing around and kind of getting used to them. So I have these platform boots. So check these out. And this is, I specifically ordered musical notes napkins. And then I found this online. And this is printed regular paper. And so decoupage is, I use like Mod Podge, and these are napkins, fancy dinner napkins. And the last pair of boots are same, this is the same process. Some boots that I decoupage with napkins. Okay. I'm going to come over. I want to see if my friend Chris wants to come up or if anybody else wants to come up. Raise your hand if you want to come up. Okay. All right. Chris,
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, hi everyone. So, Stephanie, Kevin, James, Woody. Hey, Chandra. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna bring Chandra up too. I brought Chris up because I don't know anyone else, and I'm a little nervous. And Chris knows I very rarely get nervous because I'm used to my own community. And so, Chris, how am I doing so far?
You are doing awesome, as I know that you would. Um, this is new to me as well, so I'm excited to be here. So yeah, no, you're doing great. You are doing great.
Yes, I'm so happy. Let me see if Chandra is going to come up. I didn't realize that was her because she doesn't have a picture there. Okay. And I didn't put you guys on the spot, so I didn't ask you to join with like a camera or anything. So
Yeah.
because I don't know what the state is, and so if anybody let me if anybody else wants to request to speak, I'll bring you up. And if you have any questions, this is the Q&A portion. Next week, I'm actually going to be doing demonstrations. I just wanted to come on today just to get work my nerves out, see what my setup is like. I don't have a studio yet. Soon, hopefully, I'll have a studio. I'm working from my kitchen. I do have an office where I film videos, but it wasn't appropriate for this type of content because next week I'm actually going to be tie dyeing, and I'm hoping to have my camera overhead and showing you a couple things. I'm going to be taking some shirts like this shirt right here. I'll probably be working on this week. Let's see. There's Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Leslie, welcome to Fireside.
Thank you. Thank you so much. How am I doing, Stephanie?
You're doing so good. And I wanted to say, okay, here's why this is actually cool. There's so many things, the reasons why this is cool. So, number one, I have always been fascinated by tie dye because I see more and more now some actually really beautiful things that are being created with tie dye that look like they're like, London, fashion week, like beautiful things.
Yes.
And so I'm
Yes.
guessing because you are doing this, that there really is an art and science.
Oh,
Because
yes.
when you have little kids, you're like, we're going to tie dye, and it comes out and you're like, oh, that's a hot mess, but aw, good job.
Actually, since you say that, like I raised 5 children, and then I didn't mention that I raised five
Bless
children.
you.
And then wait,
Just
I'm not
bless you.
finished. I
Oh,
married a
you're
man.
not done.
I married a man with 5. Okay, so we had a blended
Really,
family
God
of
bless you.
10. But when
Yes.
my 5 were young, I stayed at home with them, and we tie dyed. So when I decided to do this venture 2 years ago, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just for kids. But then I found that it's so stress relieving, and it's actually a lucrative business
Yes.
because there's millions of people in the world, billions. So you're not just targeting a specific audience. It's the world is your possibility with anything artistic and creative.
Leslie, I saw a startup company that went on Shark Tank, and it was a woman who was tie dyeing hair wraps, and they were gorgeous. And I think they invested in her because they were all unique pieces, and they
Wow.
were beautiful, beautiful pieces. So I think you're onto something here. And
Yeah.
I even think do I see tennis shoes? Do I see
Yeah.
shoes?
So these are Converse.
What?
The Converse All Stars. And the cool thing about what I'm doing, Stephanie, is that my what I'm working on is my brand is 100% sustainable. So I'm no longer buying like new T-shirts or anything like that. Everything has to already be used or
Oh,
vintage,
that's
and so
awesome.
that my items are not going to the landfill. We have to protect and figure out a way to upcycle, rework, reborn, recycle these clothing, and that's my goal. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Amazing. Well, welcome to Fireside. It is so, first of all, you have the best face ever. When you smile, every single part of your face smiles. And I think we could just have you on all day. Just smile at people. I think you're going to make the world a better place. This is great.
Chris, she's making me blush. Chris is my one of my best friends, and she's been on this journey with me from like she
Hey,
knows
Chris,
from once
nice
I
to meet
started.
you.
Yeah, she
Nice
knows
to
from
meet
the
you.
Awesome.
beginning. Yeah. So
Well, that's awesome. Listen, I just want to say thank you for letting me pop up and say hello. We're so
thank you.
happy you're here. And if you need
I
any
appreciate it.
help at all with this app, please let us know. You've got a whole community of people that are really
Thank
supportive
you.
and
Yes, yes.
happy to help you.
Jen, Liz, and Allison, they've been great.
Aren't they amazing?
I talked to them before I even because I canceled the show several times, and I was like, you know what? Let me find out some information. And here I am. And so for anybody, stay tuned. Come back next week, Stephanie, because I'm actually going to be doing tutorials. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on every week.
Cannot
Tutorial.
wait. I will put myself back in the audience. But Chris, thanks for allowing me to come up. And Leslie, great to have you here again.
Thank you
Welcome to
so much. I
Fireside.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
So if anybody else wants to come up, come up. I'm going to only just be here for a couple more minutes. But Chris, this is my good friend Chris. And next time she comes on, I'm going to probably have her on video. And she already knows this. She can't say no. Because if you want to know, if you really want to know who I am, definitely check out A Reseller's Passion. That's my main gig. I'm on Instagram. I have a podcast. I'm on YouTube. And Chris is one of my really good friends. And I'm a type of person that when I see that someone has something, right, I try to encourage them to follow through with it, right, Chris? So what have you been working on, Chris? I want everybody to know what Chris has been working on.
Well, thank you, Leslie, for allowing for me to speak. First of all, hello, everybody. And yes, Leslie is that encourager. She is a part of my tribe. I believe, you have to find you a tribe. And, a lot of times your tribe is what pushes you and they encourage you. And she has just been that person for me. So I thank you for that. Thank you for allowing for me to speak. But I have been currently working on I'm a reseller as well, but I've kind of put that to the side. I'm also a full-time healthcare worker. But I have been recently working on a bracelet business that I started called Humble Bangles, and it's all handmade. And so we're still fairly new, but it's getting there. And I'm just learning, and a great part of that reason that I actually even started was because I was encouraged and pushed by Leslie. So because if not, it probably just
I'm a gentle persuader. I'm a
yes,
gentle
yes, you
persuader.
are, yes, you are. But I will say that is exactly that's the type of people that you need, in your life. So I do appreciate her for that. Um, like I say, if it, it would still probably just be on pen and paper. I just kind of put my fears to the side and said, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And I did. And so far, it's going pretty good. I hope, that it continues to grow. And yeah, that's what I've been working on. But I do want to say also that, and I'm definitely coming back for the tutorials, because I don't know if you noticed, Leslie, or not, but you guys, I had purchased I love tie dye. I love bleach. My kids tell me that I'm like stuck in the 80s. I get all of my t-shirts. I cut the neck.
80s
Like,
bull,
I
80s
don't care.
bull.
Yes, right. But I had purchased a tie dye shirt. I mean, not tie dye. It was a bleach shirt from Leslie, which is actually one of my favorite t-shirts. And it's crazy because it's a t-shirt, like you said, you do sustainable stuff. So it's this used t-shirt that is bleached. Me, I just put my own little touch, cut the neck out or what have you.
Just cut the neck
And
out.
every time I wear that shirt, I did a reel in it the other day on Instagram. I've
Mhm.
worn it a couple of times on TikTok, and I get messages. Where did you get your shirt? Oh my God, where did you purchase that? And I'm just like, what?
Well, this is really what it's about, and this is what I want. That's why I'm here on Fireside or any other platform, creating content and doing all the DIYs and tutorials, because not everyone is going to do it, right? That's why we have customers. That's why we have clients, so that we can create the things that they're going to purchase from us. So that's why it's always space for a creative person, because you never know who wants your items. And I talk about that a lot, right, in our community, that if you create something, you never know. You have to put it out there, right? And we're all going to fail, keep failing until you succeed. And that's really the key. And that's what I'm doing. I'm actually having fun too. And so, what I'm going to propose to Chris, and then a couple weeks I'm going to be doing this show, because I think it's really important just for me to kind of get a feel of what the time works. I'm going to do it the same time. I'm booked already for the next 3 Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe Chris can come on and be on the camera, and she can show us. I would love to maybe even do something with her. That would be awesome, wouldn't it, Chris? If you show me, tell me where to get the supplies or whatever, we can do bracelets together.
Oh yes, most definitely. Yep. When Leslie knows, she doesn't even have to ask. She just has to tell me the time and the day, and I will just put it on my calendar. So that's what happens when you have someone that is in your corner, and that's part of your tribe. So like I say, you just send me the details, and I will be there.
Good stuff. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for coming up on stage. You're always a support system for me. Stephanie, thank you for joining. Is it I'm going to say your name wrong. Rostetti, Kevin, thank you so much. Woody, Chandra, I thank you. I really appreciate it. I will be back next week, and I'm actually going to be doing some hands-on tutorials. If you have any suggestions, definitely send me a message. You can reach out to me also on like Instagram. I am a reseller's passion. You'll see that I'm all about everything. I love smiling, as Stephanie said. I think it's really important. Even on my bad days, that actually brings me joy. And I can't wait to show you over the next few weeks what brings me joy. Dyeing, tie-dyeing, upcycling, decoupaging, do some beads with with Chris, and maybe bring my friend Chandra on so she can talk about some of the things she's doing. But if you know anyone who is interested in tie-dye, please put the word out. Not even tie-dye, it's like really just like sustainability, eco-fashion, eco-friendly, reworking, upcycling, recycling, DIY. That's what it's about. Let's, save one garment at a time from the landfill. Go through your closet and dye it and turn it into something. So my name is Leslie. This show is called Reworking This, and I want to thank you. I'm so humbled. Have a great day, and do the thing that you think that you cannot do.